Mind is like a monkey. Our scriptures have said the mind is like a monkey, but a monkey which is drunk. So now you can add on the stupidity and the craziness of this monkey because it is monkey and drunk. And then they say it's not just drunk, it has been bitten by a bee also. So obviously if a bee will bit you, you will be jumping with pain, rolling on the ground and screaming, yelling and panicky. So a monkey which is drunk, which has been bitten by the bee, add all these three and add the diseases of the human mind, like too many desires, too many wishes, too many presumptuous ideas about this person is bad, this person is good, and the politics and manipulation of this dirty mind. So, with this kind of worse condition of the mind, do you think so it's possible to do any yogic sadhana? Or even if you may think so that I do wish to do it, but would it be possible to do it? No. So unfortunately the scars and the samskaras and the deep impressions which our subconscious has it's not because of just one birth, it is a sum total of millions of bodies maybe. As far as the history of the human being, if we go into, then they say that the Homo sapiens happened some 80,000 years ago, and actually the journey happened another 100,000 years ago. If in totality they say some 200,000 years ago, this journey of humans actually started. So just imagine how many births might have happened, and how many lives, and how the mind is carrying forward all the experiences of every life with you. So in a way, if this jiva was in some animal bodies, then actually has brought those experiences with it. So like if somebody is very loud and very rude and is incessantly just talking, then at least in Bharat they say, why are you barking like a dog? If somebody is very, very greedy, then somebody might point out, why are you sitting on your wealth like a snake? Because the myth is that wherever the treasures would be placed underneath the ground, people used to, that used to be, I think, a better idea maybe. Because when you keep your money and your jewelry in a bank, the bank is making its own profit on that. So in old times, people used to dig up in their backyards or in their farmlands, and they would place their coins and jewelry and just keep it within their own reach, and they would safely keep it. And now obviously the snake is always looking for a place which is undisturbed, and snake loves being below the ground, like many other animals. But the serpent became similar to somebody's greed. Like a greedy person saves everything and hides everything, The snake also loves to be in those dark places. So these proverbs started that why are you greedy like a snake? And if somebody is producing too many children, then somebody might taunt, are you a pig? Because at one time the she-pig might give birth to 15 to 20 piglets. Let me say it like this. Your body has the genealogy of your great grandfathers also. Your all ancestors are there in your body. Hence the importance of studying the genes of this science is a very advanced these days, and in certain places wherever it is possible, they can take a sample of your gene and do the study and let you know whether you have probability of having a cancer or a brain tumor or Alzheimer or Parkinson. If you are carrying those genes in you, then the possibility of having those diseases are going to be very, very on the point of, we can say, 100% surety. The molecular science is basically trying to make itself so advanced that what disease might happen like 20 years in future, they might be able to treat right now, and you might never have it. That's the biggest dream of the medical scientific fraternity. So if a body has such a intelligence interwoven into its cells and molecules, your mind is more ancient. This body is too new. 22. Right? If age is 22, if age is 50. But can you say your mind is 22 years old? No. Otherwise, born in Europe, in a family, in a country where mostly people are non-believers, and here you are in Bharat, trying to seek truth, trying to seek a meaning to your life. So I won't say that this is something which started in this particular life. It's not possible. It's something which you had been doing in the past that is now getting carried on. Now mind is going to carry good and bad all stuff. Whether it is jumpiness, anger, ambitiousness, stupidity, foolishness, or kind-hearted. Like I have seen, if people have a bad mind, they might renounce the society and become a Swami or a Sadhu, but their manipulative mind is still working. If they were in habit of lying and they are not being sincere to themselves, so they might be living in an ashram or in a cave, but if they have this habit of backbiting, of gossiping, of speaking a lie, they will be still doing it. Which hence proves that just by changing the color of your clothes, your mind doesn't change. And sometimes, when you have a title of being a sadhu, you have a further certification to have a bigger ego now. And actually these people become totally hopeless. And I say they are helpless because they are being victim of their own mind. So mind has so much of reservoir of bad samskaras in it that it shapes up your choices and likes and dislikes, and it makes you do certain things that the problem is this, that when people lie, they don't think they are doing something bad. They say we were trying to save ourselves from the punishment or from embarrassment which would have happened because I didn't do my homework or I didn't do my job. So in office spaces, people are killing their grannies and relatives and so many. Oh, that person died, that's why I never came office. Or my aunt has a cancer and I had to see her in the hospital. And so going and coming back, it took 6 days. So that's why I was in emergency. I couldn't inform. That's why. So people are so smart in concocting these lies. And they believe that they are doing okay. It's fine. Because everybody else is doing. But sometimes when you are sequentially lying, you forget that you killed your granny last year, and now again this year you are saying my granny died. And then your boss will say, oh well, didn't she die last year? How many grannies you have? Now a grandfather might have 2, 3, 4 girlfriends and married wives. Some people marry too many times. But the problem is when they kill their grandpa last year, and then they kill their grandpa this year. My grandpa died. Didn't your grandpa die? You can't have too many grandpas. Your grandpa can marry many times, but still the grandpa is a grandpa. But here they kill the grandpa, then they forgot. And then they get caught. And then the embarrassment turns into anger. And that's how people are getting so angry and so viciously angry all the times. Because they live the life of lies and deceit. So Patanjali Yoga Sutras begins from here that you have to have the yama of satya, truthful. If you aren't truthful, if satya is not part of your life, then you cannot become a yogic practitioner. You have to be true to yourself. And you have to be humble. You can't be proud of your difficult asanas, or you have memorized some very difficult stotras and shlokas, and that you wake up every day at 3 a.m. and then you take your bath and sit for 2 hours in your sadhana, and you are just so proud and filled with this vanity. Patanjali says, well, you are condemned by your own mind. So the biggest challenge which you have is improving upon or changing the flavors of your mind. Those errors and mistakes which you do unconsciously, being very conscious and aware about the functionings of your own mind. I have given this book, Mind Unrest. It's totally focused only on the mechanisms of the mind, that how your mind can behave in such a hideous way that if you could face the truth of your own mind, you would feel pathetic about your own self. Because we may hide our fallacies and errors from others, but you know what you did. You may try to be very conveniently forgetful about all the bad stuff. And the mind just loves to remember all the good stuff. And hence everybody feels, oh, I am great. And good. And better than everybody else. So the importance of bringing the mantra in your sadhana as a foundation becomes very important. Doing seva becomes very important. We say seva is the soap which cleans the dirt of your mind. And in our Vedic times, when the Shishya would live in the Guru's house, they would do all sorts of work very happily, very lovingly, and being very honored to do all those, like whether it was brooming the floor or getting wood chopped from the forest or getting to grow veggies and wheat and rice for the Gurukul students and teachers, or whether cooking or cleaning or whatsoever. There are some very beautiful Shabad in Guru Granth Sahib, in the Sikh great text, where they are expounding onto the feeling of the joy which the disciple is feeling while serving the master, while doing those things, and is looking forward to get an opportunity to do something. May I get something to do? Because this something which I'll be doing might be looking very small, but for the mind it's something which will clean up, makes you humble, makes you pious. And I always say this, that the innocence and purity which a child has, a disciple has to have that kind of quality. If you don't have that kind of quality, see, if you are deceitful, if you are political in mind, if you play mind games with others to put others down and make yourself greater than others, if you lie and if you play politics and if you have all this kind of heinous things happening in the mind, you will not have this innocence of a child. You will not have that purity which a child has. And let me say it, give this much credit to your Guru, that the Guru has a very transparent and X-ray eyes, and your all deceit is like ticker in the CNN, whether any Hindi news channel or English news channel, they have this ticker which is running, giving these snippets about the news and whatnot. So just imagine your forehead being the screen, and your all deceit and the dirts, everything is like that ticker which the Guru can see and read very clearly. And if you think you can fool the Guru, then you are a bigger fool. If Guru is being kind and not objecting or saying a spade, then maybe you haven't yet won the faith and trust of your Guru, that your Guru can be brutal to you. If your Guru is not being brutal to you, I don't mean that is punching you or kicking you, or it's not like the physical. I'm talking about when the dirt of the mind, which is evident by the Guru, and Guru is still being silent. This means you haven't yet won the trust and love of the Guru, and Guru doesn't consider you that pure or trustworthy enough to say the things which is bad, to say the things, this is not right, don't do it. Well, Guru won't say that. Why? Why should Guru waste his or her energy on such a uneligible person? So I again, in Vivek Chudamani also, in all the Vedantic text, even in the yogic text, again and again the Rishi is talking about discipline, satya, ahimsa, asteya. He's talking again and again about Ishwar Pranidhan, talking again and again about purity of mind. Shauch is not just taking bath every day. Shauch is when your mind is pure. Like physically, if you take a bath, you feel good, you feel clean. Similarly, when you have a clean mind, that will be a boon to yourself, and that will be which will give you an onus, a push to achieve great heights in sadhana. People think that what goes on in their mind, they have fooled everybody else and they have fooled the Guru also. If you think you have fooled the Guru, then you are a bigger fool. Let me say it again. I wish to use this analogy again. I repeat myself. The news sticker is running on the TV screen. Similarly, the pollution and the dirt and the politics and the lies and in Hindi we have very nice word we call chalakiyan. Being very smart, thinking I'm so smart I can fool everybody, and being egoistic. That is running like a ticker on your forehead. And after all, Guru is a Guru. And that's one of the reasons people are very happy to listen to Guru's teachings, but they are not ready to live with the teacher, and a teacher who can be brutal to you and say, this is wrong in your mind. You think you are great, you are not. You think you are very pious, you are not. You think you are very truthful, no, you are not. And Guru could bang this, hammer this, But that requires a very, very deep relationship. A surrender of the disciple which is evidently clear. And Guru now knows that, I can perform the surgery of this person's mind. Now, what can one do to change the ugly functionings and ugly habits of the mind? There comes the mantra. You are creating such energy because every sound will create a certain energy. So when you are doing the mantra, then this mantra is going to change the chemistry of your the physical body, and it is going to change the brain too. There have been far and so many tests which many psychiatrists have done experimentation on Buddhist monks' brain. EEGs were drawn when they do the sadhana, when they are silent and filled with quietude, and they have been doing their practices, and right at that time the EEGs were done. Swami Rama is another great yogi who presented himself for this kind of test. And when he's doing his sadhana, when he's doing his pranayam, when he's doing his mantra, when he's doing his visualization, they have mapped his brain waves. So it's not just something, like spooky or fictitious. It is something which is an evident, clinically proven that how your pranayam, your mantra changes the brain, changes the quality of the neuron, changes the firing of the neuron which is happening, and brings so much of changes in the physical functioning of the body that nobody can say that, nothing happens if you do pranayam, or nothing happens when you do mantra, it's just hocus pocus. Well, it is not. So sometimes I believe one should just dismount from this horse of ego and face the reality of the mind and see where am I standing. But the problem is again, like you're eating a bread or a roti, and the crumbs, if they are, or some sauce or some, the veggies or something, it's just left some sauce is there on your outer lip or the chin. You can't see it, that it's there. The food crumb is on your chin or cheek or, And if you have a beard, then maybe it is stuck in your beard. You are eating, it's your cheeks, it's your lips, your mouth. Yet somebody has to point out, please clean your mouth, there is something on your face. Do you get angry to this person who says this? you would say, oh, thank you. Thank you so much for pointing this. Just neatly you will wipe off your face. What about the dirt of the mind? Can you see that on your own? Are you smart enough? Are you intelligent enough? You're not. If you had been, then you wouldn't have these ills of the mind. That's why in Vedanta Darshan we say the power of discrimination. Word is viveka. Word is viveka. If you have viveka, only then you will have vairagya. Vairagya meaning dispassion. If you don't have viveka, you will not have vairagya, and you will definitely not have the sama of mind and the dhamma of your senses, and you won't have the ability to do austerities, and you won't have shraddha, and you won't have the total absorption of the mind. You will have nothing actually. So if you don't have that intelligence to see what's wrong and what's right in your own mind, in your own conduct, in your own action, you are doomed. You are doomed, I'm saying this. I have seen so many sadhus and swamis who got doomed, and then they did some silly mistakes in their life that the scandals got created, and then publicly they were shamed, and I know of some of them who committed suicide. And it's like, I cannot face the society. They couldn't face it. They killed themselves. They couldn't bear to be dishonored by the society which was felicitating them. I cannot face it. It was a very, very big name who did this. But that only happened when there was a very strong evidence which somebody had created and somebody was blackmailing him. Oh my God, he committed suicide. So that's why it becomes very important to be with the living Guru and presenting your innocence and purity so much that the Guru can be brutal to you. And that will serve you well. And if Guru is being pish-posh and, oh, so nice of you, you're so good, you're very nice, and if Guru is appreciating it too much, you should worry. Something is definitely wrong. Something is really wrong. So I am talking to all of you. So don't think that I'm just talking to Constantine or I'm just talking everything about him. I'm talking to all of you. Those who are wearing orange and those who are wearing white or yellow or whatsoever color code, doesn't matters. Doesn't matters at all. You have been living here in ashram from last 10 years or 15, doesn't matters. Because living in these premises doesn't vouch that you have become very pure and great. You might think, oh yes, I am. But you are not. It's a very huge issue. From my side, from my point of view, from where I am, it becomes so difficult even for me to call spade a spade. Because the love is not that deep enough. I know. I have ruffled some individuals when I talked, in this manner. They got so upset with me, they left the ashram. No, I'm never going to see you again. You have insulted me. Okay, wow. Those who had vowed to spend their life in sadhana and service, they couldn't handle one simple blow from me. So it's very easy to say, oh, I am a seeker, I want to do sadhana. Very easy to say, very difficult to do. And we have a saying in Punjab, and it says that it's like chopping your own head and presenting to Guru's feet. Very difficult. How would you do that? Near impossible. But the problem is that we say, Kabir Sahib says in one of his beautiful songs, he says, without dying at the feet of the Guru, you don't live in the world of divinity. You don't become a truly spiritual person without killing yourself. You have to kill yourself. It doesn't mean physically killing, it means killing your ego, killing that dirty mind. So a very hawk eyes have to be kept. And that's why all the great rishis, you will find they have written, I am nothing. I am a nobody. I haven't done anything. There is a very beautiful Sutra of Devi written by Adi Shankaracharya, in which he says that I have neither punya, nor intelligence, nor any tapasya, mantrahinam, kriyahinam. I have nothing. I am nobody. But please have a graceful sight on me. Your drashti may befall on me, and may you forgive me and accept me and kill my ego. It's beautiful verses. And just imagine a person, a yogi, a scholar, and pure Advait Vedantist, a devout person who's so filled with love and devotion, and he's saying all these lines, and oh my God, what to say about you people? You have nothing, but you have big, proud mind. For what? What's your achievement? What did you do? Shankaracharya is one of the Vedantists who left his physical body for 6 months. Willfully, he removed his jiva out of the physical body, went into the dead king's body, got experience of householder for 6 months, then returned back in his same body, come out of the cave which was being guarded by his disciples, and he went back to that debate which he had excused and taken time, give me 6 months, because the lady was now asking questions about sex and intimacy in between husband and wife, and he said, I am a sannyasi, and how can I answer all these questions? Give me some time. And that very scholarly lady, she said, sure, you may go. But everybody was wondering what and how. Because a sannyasi is not supposed to get married, and sannyasi is not supposed to go into the carnal pleasures and all that. How will he gain any experience? But he did. Such a great yogi. I know there are many people today also who claim they are a yogi. I really, very humbly challenge them. Can they do this, what he did, Shankaracharya? So don't you dare call yourself a great yogi then. These days everybody is a yogi and a yogini without even, knowing the why of the yoga. Strangely. It's good that people are on the journey. It's good people are doing the best what they can. But the ego gets ballooned so big. So bringing that goodness, innocence, purity, sattvikta in the mind is the key. How do we do? By conjoining the mantra and the mind, meaning when you are doing the mantra, the mind just dissolves itself into it. Mind kind of stops while doing the mantra. If this point comes to you, great. So it's not just about repeating the mantra. It's looking for that point where the mantra and the mind becomes one. Boom! The total absorption has happened. And that will be like bringing light to darkness. That's why importance of doing the mantra is there, and you can't do a nice mantra chanting if you don't have, if you haven't practiced your pranayam properly. And you can't do pranayam properly if you haven't done your asanas properly. And you can't do asanas properly if you don't follow the yama and the niyama. It's interwoven. Interwoven. And the sign and symptom of that we are on the path correctly, the one thing is, like in Vivek Chudamani, Adi Shankar said that without any reason your mind is happy. Prasanna. Prasanna. And here I find people agitated. Rude. R-U-D-E in block letters. Rude. I find them angry. That's not sign of a sadhak. No. That's not sign of a true seeker. If you have angry face, depression, restless, egoistic while dealing with others, selfish. If you are selfish, you are not a sadhak. Not humble, you are not a sadhak. Putting others before you. Serving others with love. Not caring about just your own body, mind, and I should be happy. I should be, getting the best, and I should be respected. Don't you know? I am living in ashram from last 15 years. Yeah, so no respect to me. Why? Who are you to expect this? They say a sign of a good sadhak is who gives love and respect to everyone, who is sweet and nice to everyone, irrespective. Whether that person is rude or good or bad, doesn't matter. That's that person's problem, not mine. Mine is, I have to be nice and kind and sweet to everyone. But if somebody say, let's sit and gossip, thank you very much, I have something else to do. Just excuse yourself. Some people are backbiters, some people are gossipers, some people are like that, very political. Don't waste your time with them. Excuse yourself. Don't waste your time with them. But don't be rude to them. You have no right to be rude to anybody. So these gestures should come naturally to you. It's not that I am saying it, so now you will do it, but otherwise you are a very angry person. But now because I am asking you and you might, worry that somebody might watch and then tell Gurumaa that I was rude or angry and like that. So I should behave. People learn to behave nice, they don't become nice. There's a difference. One, you are nice, period. One is you just behave nice, you are not a nice person. Many times when I'm interacting with toddlers and small kids, many adults say, why don't you interact with us also the way you do with these little small kids? And I said, well, you become a small. I will be like that, nice to you, good to you, love to play with you. You have a huge ego and you have a very polluted mind, and I find no fun in that. Children are still in their innocence. The purity is there. They don't know how to lie. They don't know how to still be deceitful and political and manipulative. And you are. I have nothing to do with such people. I always say this. I was just now I was saying this to one of my office person, that anybody who is honest and sincere to do the sadhana, this ashram should welcome that person with warmth and love. This is not a place for freemongers who don't have any wish or will to do sadhana. But those who have the wish and will to do sadhana, treat them as they're your own. Don't treat them as a stranger. And they don't have to worry about money also, that how will I pay or what. Forget it. This ashram is for them. This ashram will become a ground, a happy place for all those who wish to do sadhana. But the day they begin to demand and expect something more, then maybe you can ask them to leave. Because we are not here to pamper them. We are here to provide them facility so that, what a good fortune that they got this desire to do sadhana. So blessed are such individuals, and they have every right to be here. And they should work on themselves. It's such a greatest fortune which anybody can have. Where the world is going crazy for the worldly objects, name, fame, game and all that. And here somebody is wishing to walk on the path of a yogi. Oh, such a nice thing. Love them, respect them. Make them comfortable. So mantra, pranayam, and then cleaning your own mind. With seva, with love. Love is the biggest cleanser. But love, the real love, will not germinate in your mind if there is no vairagya and no viveka. Very important. Very, very important. The best part is that if you will be a sincere practitioner, then your mind will have such a beautiful color that you will become like a fragrant flower that is exhuming beautiful fragrance. That's true. Really true. So be that person. Be like a child. Innocent, pure, giving, loving, no ego, no manipulation, no rudeness, not being proud of anything. I remember meeting an Australian sannyasi in Rishikesh. His guru is no more in body, and ashram is a very, very big, very rich ashram, you can say. So I met this Swami, and he just, after every 2 sentences, he would say, my Gurudev has given me this opportunity to serve. Every 2-3 sentences, again he'll say, my Gurudev gave me this opportunity to be here by Ganges. My Gurudev gave me this blessing to be a sannyasi. And I loved the way he would say this. I loved it. His guru is not alive, so he's not showing it off. Yeah. But his love for the guru is so great that you breathe, So he was breathing his reverence to his guru. Many schools and many complexes and hospitals and colleges were created in name of his guru, and they are running so many institutions in Rishikesh. And yet he is saying, it's a golden opportunity given by my Gurudev. When Australians or Americans speak Gurudev, oh, sometimes it can be very funny, but still it's so lovingly said. That it's so beautiful just to hear the word. Is it just outpouring of his love? And then he took me to show where his master used to live. Here my master used to sit down. Here is the temple which he had created, and this is it. And every time with the smile, he said, my Gurudev, my Gurudev, my Gurudev. Oh, it was such a beautiful meeting. So that should be the case.